Some secrets were never meant to stay hidden. Good evening, beautiful people. I'm Dirty Diana. And tonight, welcome to Midnight Confessions. The place where your untold stories finally get a voice. Have a secret you've never told anyone? A first kiss you still remember? A crush you never confessed to? A wild night you'll never forget? A heartbreak you're still carrying? Or maybe there's something you've been holding inside for years, something you need to get off your chest. Here, you can tell your story anonymously. No judgment, no pressure, just real people, real emotions, and real stories. Because every confession has a soundtrack, and every story deserves to be heard. We're also looking for Swain Family Records artists, songwriters, and creators who want to help transform these real-life confessions into original songs. So if you've got a story, or if you've got the talent to bring those stories to life, this is your moment. Tonight at 10 p.m., turn the lights down low, get comfortable, and prepare to confess. I'm Dirty Diana. And this is Midnight Confessions, only on Swain Family Records. Your secret, your story, your soundtrack.
Well, hello, lovies. I am back. I missed you guys last week, but I was a little bit having too much fun. But it's so good to be back. And hello, Rebecca and Jimmy. Oh, I think Jimmy's new. I don't think I've seen him in here before. Awesome. We like new people, don't we, Dante?
Definitely.
And yes, if there's anyone in the background that's a little bit that's in there, and just just say hello. That way we know you're in there at least. So, but welcome to our show, Midnight Confessions. We're here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time with my hot co-host Dante Vale. How are you, Dante? I missed you last week.
I'm doing well, as usual.
Now you've been a good boy, right? You haven't been getting into any trouble.
Oh, I never get into trouble. That's not my style.
Sure, Dante. Hi, Leo. It looks like we have another new one. Oh, I like this. New people. This means it's going to be a party tonight. Awesome, guys. Well, we're going to, see, Rebecca's on my side. She says, you lying. Dante probably had a hot chick over the weekend because he didn't have me last week. Oh, so just to let everybody know who are new to us, we do take in your stories, your confessions. You can definitely turn them in anonymously, and I read your story, and then we find artists to match your story, and they either have a song that they've already made, produced that matches your story, or they simply, on a wing, create a song that's based on your story. So I guess we go ahead and get this party going. So if you're all ready, let me go on and read you guys the first story. This one's called A Blessing Too Big to Hide. Dear Dirty Diana, I'm not even sure whether this counts as a confession or just something I've needed to get off my chest for a long time. And considering what I'm about to tell you, I already know somebody is going to laugh. So go ahead, get it out of your system. I was born with what some guys would probably consider the ultimate gift from God. I'm extremely well endowed. And when I say extremely, I don't mean, oh, he's a little above average. I mean the kind of situation that makes buying jeans an adventure. Gray sweatpants completely out of the question, and trying to hide what I'm packing feel like I'm attempting to conceal something that refuses to be concealed. Yes, there are pros. I'm a man. I'm not going to sit here and pretend there haven't been moments when the attention boosted my ego. There have definitely been times when I thought, well, thank you, Lord, you were feeling generous when you made me. But nobody really talks about the cons. See, I'm single, and surprisingly, this gift has actually made dating harder. Once a woman finds out about what I'm packing, sometimes it feels like everything else about me suddenly becomes secondary. The conversation changes, her curiosity takes over, friends hear about it. Suddenly, I'm not the guy who made her laugh, listened when she had a bad day, remembered something important she told me 3 weeks ago, or stayed up talking with her until 2 in the morning. I become that guy. You know, the one with the thing. And that gets old. Because underneath all the jokes, the staring, the whispers, and the assumptions, I'm actually looking for what most people are looking for. I want somebody who wants me. I want a woman who cares about my personality, my heart, my stupid sense of humor, my dreams, my bad habits, the things I'm afraid of, and the life I want to build with somebody. I want to know that if God had made me completely average in that department, she would still choose me. Sometimes I've even caught myself wishing I wasn't built this way. That probably sounds ridiculous to some men. They're thinking, buddy, you have a problem most guys would happily trade places with you for. And maybe they would. But when something becomes the first thing people notice or the thing they're most interested in, you start wondering whether anyone is actually seeing you. So, Dirty Diana, here's my confession. Sometimes the biggest blessing you're given can also become one of your biggest insecurities. I don't want a woman who stays because of what's inside my jeans. I want the woman who would stay because of what's inside my heart. Until I find her, I guess I'll keep wearing those loose jeans, avoiding gray sweatpants, and praying that one day God sends me a woman who looks me in the eyes first. Signed, blessed, but looking for something real. Well, oh my, oh my. Yeah, I've dated a few guys that are, pretty hung. Don't get me wrong, it's very nice. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean I kind of feel for this guy because I mean it's true, got women out there. I mean, I've seen some that they're either looking for looks or what they're packing, or if they got money. And money I think is the biggest one. And so I feel for you. I mean, I hope and pray that you could find the right one. Um, and and just keep your eyes out because there's going to be somebody out there that'll probably get you for your heart, and just what you have between your legs is just an extra bonus.
Well, I know as a man myself, there's situational factors. It doesn't really matter what the blessing is. It becomes a focal point to where it's hard to get around. People get focused on one thing, and totally ignore the rest. So his situation's it's tragic in many ways because all of us males deal with that situation just in different manners.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I knew a guy that not only was he big in that department, but he also had a big set of balls to go with it. And boy, I would hear stories that he would have a hard time having to sit down because he would have to adjust, and if he didn't adjust, I mean, being that you're a guy, it hurts like hell if you end up, sitting on something that's really huge. So I completely understand that. And looking at the comments here, um, yeah, it sounds like, yeah, he does sound like a nice guy, and it is definitely a shame that he can't wear what he wants without being judged for what he has. I mean, yes, granted, it's a blessing. I'll tell you that. But, as the saying goes, and I completely agree with you, Rebecca, it's not the size that matters. It's basically about your personality and character and, well, as they say, how you use it. If you know what I mean.
Well, see, the problematic factor is a lot of people say that, personality is what matters. It's not about the size. It's not about how much money they have, anything like that. But in most real world situations, that's what people focus on.
Mhm.
Does he have a good job? Does he have a house? Does he have a nice car? Is he is he packed well? Personality is usually one of the last things they look at, which is tragic.
Oh yeah, and the way things are with celebrities, that's all you see out there in the world with things you see on TV, social media. They show all this. Oh yeah, you got to have the look, you got to have this, you got to have that. And there's some guy like this poor gentleman here who, yeah, he's blessed with something, but he just wants somebody that's true. And I feel for him, but you know what? I keep on there. You'll find someone. I definitely say you would find someone, definitely. So, and let's see what she says. Rebecca says, I think it's the younger generation that is like, true, because a lot of this, well, Gen Xers, we were raised a little differently, weren't we, Dante? we were definitely raised differently.
We were definitely raised differently, and what's tragic is there's even people in the later generation, past Gen X, that are on that cusp where they were raised just like a Gen X, but they're considered another, so they're enthralled into a system that doesn't fit them.
Oh yeah. So we definitely have a song. It was submitted by ChrissyG, and it is actually labeled, titled "Blessing Too Big to Hide." So let's go ahead and hear it.
Oh, here you go.
They see me walking, then the whispers start. Eyes on my body, never on my heart. Yeah, I know I've got a gift, that's true, but I'm looking for somebody who can see me too. They wanna know what's underneath my jeans, but never ask me about my hopes and dreams. I can make them laugh, I can hold them tight, but they're chasing the headline instead of the guy. Maybe I'm more than the rumors they tell, more than the story they're dying to sell. I don't need another night of pretending. I want something real that could actually last. I'm a blessing too big to hide, but there's a lonely man on the other side. Everybody wants the package, nobody wants the soul. Nobody wants to love me, nobody wants to know. I don't need another fantasy tonight. I need somebody who'll hold me right, yeah. Maybe my biggest blessing is the thing that's keeping love outside. I've had numbers, names and late night calls, promises written on bathroom walls. But when the morning comes and the lights come on, they're already gone before the coffee's warm. I wanna hear, how was your wanna stay. Someone who laughs when I act like a fool. Someone who wants the man, not the rumor they heard. Maybe someday she'll look in my eyes, see past the jokes in the Saturday night. She won't care about what everybody knows. She'll care about the man standing there alone. I'm a blessing too big to hide, but there's a lonely man on the other side. Everybody wants the package, nobody wants the soul. Nobody wants to love me, nobody wants to know. I don't need another fantasy tonight. I need somebody who'll hold me right, yeah. Maybe my biggest blessing is the thing that's keeping love outside. Somebody's wildest dream. I wanna be somebody's forever, not somebody's midnight scene. So if you wanna know me, come a little closer, but look in my eyes. There's more to this man than the gift I hide. I'm a blessing too big to hide, but I still need somebody by my side. Forget what I've got, remember who I am. I'm just looking for a woman who can love me as a man. No more chasing fantasies, no more lonely Saturday nights. Maybe the greatest blessing is finally finding someone who sees inside. Everybody noticed the gift, but finally someone noticed me.
Wow, you can feel the emotion in that one. And definitely, Rebecca nailed it. You can hear that heartbreak in that song. Especially, I love the part where it did the music change. That was powerful right there. Um, Great job, ChrissyG. You definitely nailed it to this person's confession. Yeah, you could definitely feel the man hurting, and all he wants is just someone to love him for him and not what he's packing. So great job, great job. That's amazing. That's an amazing song. I felt it. I definitely felt it.
I definitely agree. Chrissy G is a great artist within the community, and he always does a very wonderful composition for the music, the lyrics. Very good artist.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He's one I can always count on, and I can count on a lot of these artists. But it's amazing when I put up, your guys' confessions. This is what these artists do. They run with it, and either they've already got a song that was already made that would match it, or like in this case, you could tell that ChrissyG took your story and made it into a soundtrack, and that's what's great about these artists. They're very talented. And that's what the Swain family is all about, right?
Oh, definitely. A very large group of very talented people all working together. There's no place like this. It's amazing what can be done here within this
Oh yeah.
community.
Oh yeah. Well, let's go ahead to our second story. This one I thought was really interesting. It's an interesting subject. I can kind of relate, but it's the opposite because I went after someone who was younger than me, and I'll tell you, I'll never do that again. But that's neither here or there. So, but anyhow, so this story is called. The title is called "Old Enough to Be My Daddy." So why does it feel so right? Dear Dirty Diana, I have a confession that apparently makes everyone around me think they have a psychology degree. I'm a grown woman. and I'm almost exclusively attracted to much older men. And when I say older, I don't mean 5 or 10 years older. I mean the kind of age difference where people look at us and start doing math in their heads. And men, sorry, I gotta turn my ringtone just went off. I apologize for that. I thought I turned it off. Let's turn that thing off. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go back to what we were doing. Okay, so when I say older, I don't mean 5 years. Okay, where I get. Okay, so when they start doing math in their heads, men who could easily be old enough to be my father and sometimes even my grandfather. There, I said it. Men my own age just don't do much for me. I can recognize when a man my age is handsome, funny, successful, or genuinely good person. But that spark usually isn't there. Give me an older man with gray in his hair, some wrinkles around his eyes, confidence that comes from actually living a life, and stories that happened before I was even born. Suddenly, I'm interested. And apparently, according to everyone else, that means something must be wrong with me. I have heard it all. You need to find somebody your own age. He's old enough to be your dad. What could you two possibly have in common? And of course, everyone's favorite diagnosis. Girl, you have daddy issues. That one really gets under my skin. Why does being attracted to older men automatically mean I must have some unresolved childhood trauma? Nobody interrogates my friends about why they prefer tall men, muscular men, men with tattoos, cowboys, businessmen, or men with beards. But because my type happens to come with gray hair and an AARP card, suddenly everybody wants to be put me on that therapist's couch. The truth is, there are things about older men that genuinely attract me. I love their maturity. I like a man who knows who he is and doesn't need to impress everybody in the room. I enjoy conversations with someone who has experienced things, learned from mistakes, and has an entirely different perspective on life. There is something incredibly attractive to me about a man who has lived. But sometimes all the comments get inside my head. I start wondering, what if everybody else sees something about me that I don't? What if I really am trying to fill some emotional hole without realizing it? What if this isn't simply my preference? What if there actually is something wrong with me? And there's another part nobody talks about. Being attracted to someone considerably older comes with realities that other couples may not have to think about so soon, such as different stages of life, different energy levels, retirement while I may still be working, of course, health problems, and the possibility that if I finally find the love of my life, I could have far fewer years with him than I desperately want. I thought about all of that, and somehow it still hasn't changed who catches my eye or my heart. I'm not looking for someone to raise me. I don't want another father. I want a partner. I want someone who makes me laugh, makes me feel safe enough to be completely myself, challenges my mind, respects me, and loves me for the woman I am. If that man happens to have been alive several decades longer than me, why does everyone else care so much? So, Dirty Diana, here's my confession and my question. Am I really as strange as people makes me feel? Is being attracted almost exclusively to significantly older men a sign that there is some deeper issue I should be examining? Do I have the do I have the infamous daddy issues everybody keeps diagnosing me with? Or could the answer actually be much simpler? Maybe gray hair, life experience, and an older gentleman are simply my type. Because if there really is nothing wrong with me, I wish everyone could stop trying to diagnose my love life and let me find my silver fox in peace. Signed, apparently shopping in the senior section. Well, that's when I read it, when I first got it, it had me thinking too. Because now, like I said, I was the opposite. I like I said, I've been married 3 times. So my second one, I decided to go through the cougar stage. So the guy was much younger than me. He was like 13 years younger. And I guess it was a phase I could say I was going through. But see, I was the opposite because then I found out that I look back after the divorce. I was like, why did I do that? Because the guy was so immature, much younger than me, you name it. But then I'm thinking with a woman who wants somebody much older, I could see a difference because I don't know, maybe I'm stereotyping, but it seems like a woman with somebody who's much older, the relationship's a little differently because the guy is more mature and not acting very immature, if you know what I mean. Because I mean, it just seems the opposite because I dealt with somebody who was immature and younger than me, and being I was the older woman. So in this instant, I don't see a problem with it. I mean, it is a little taboo. You know, people think, why would you want to date or be in love with like your own grandfather kind of thing? So I can see where people kind of look at that kind of, that's just weird to them. But if it's not hurting her and they both love each other, I don't see anything wrong with it. So
But you have to look at it like this. Psychologically, females are more mature than males at the same age level. So you have that factor. And then there's the generational factors where, like we were speaking about, Gen X was raised one way, where the younger generations were raised another. So then you have the different aspect of generation and habits and way they naturally live. If, say, she was raised in a manner that the older generation was raised, she'd be more attracted to that style of person than someone of her own generation that was raised in a manner she wasn't raised as well. There's a lot of factors that can play into this.
mhm. Oh yeah, and and I get that phrase where she says, you have daddy issues. I hear that too a lot. I hear that phrase a lot in a lot of things, and I could feel where she's irritated about that. I mean, if I was in her shoes, I'd be irritated if I kept hearing that all the time. You must have daddy issues. I mean, I'd be going, shut up, bitch. Excuse my French, but yeah, I'd be like telling that people off. This is my life. You live your life. I don't tell you who you can or cannot date. Now, granted, if it's no, the one thing I am against is like, if somebody who's under 18 dating someone who's in their 30s or 40s, yeah, that's where I say something's wrong there. Because what is a 30-year-old doing with a 16-year-old? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's something wrong. But if the person is over 18 and wants to be with somebody who's 30, maybe 40 years, they're adults. They can make their decision. So there's just something that I just don't get. People who are supposed to be adults, if they're happy, let her be happy, and seeing the comments that, yeah, you can see that like with Julie and Rebecca, they can agree, it's just a number, and if their hearts
It's
are there.
it's definitely just a number, but there's so many different factors that go into it. Just
Mhm.
raising in general. because there could be someone that's 40 years old that was highly immature all their life, but they finally come to a point where they have enough wisdom that they've matured, versus someone that's 18 that was raised in a very mature manner. So their maturity levels are actually equal.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a lot of factors that go into it. I mean, and people overlook that stuff. They don't look at it from an outside perspective. They just look at the numbers and look at the way they look.
Oh yeah, I mean, and a good example. I mean, if you want to go into celebrities, I forgot her name, but she was that blonde Playboy girl. I forgot her name. She died from suicide, but she was like into these older men, and she was after the money, and but she was like that blonde bimbo, like she was kind of immature, but that's what it was. One of Hugh Hefner's girls, and look at that man when he was alive. He had a lot of younger women. Nicole, thank you, Julie. That was the one I was thinking. I could not think of her name. And she was very immature and everything, but look at her. She was after the older men. Now, granted, Anna Nicole. There you go. Granted, if you look at her story, there's some things that you kind of question it, but once again, her thing was, I know she was after the money, but she was also after the older people. And I think she was trying to get herself on the wheel, but that's celebrity style.
Her whole story, it was Anna Nicole Smith. She came from Mahia, Texas, and she was raised in a very poor community and everything like that. And she was in it for the money. It was nothing about loving them or anything like that. So that's a totally different aspect.
Right, exactly. So that's why I say.
But that's what everybody looks at, is that aspect. They see a younger woman with an older man. Oh, she's just after his money. Yeah,
and that's the example of with society and social media. They picture that, but then you have an innocent one where this is a mature woman who just likes older men, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like I said, you do see the other side, unfortunately. And that's where those ones, like the situation with Anna Nicole Smith, gets this situation a bad name, unfortunately. But yeah, definitely, I see nothing wrong with it. Oh, let me see. Rebecca says, my dad got accused of looking like Hugh Hefner one time when I was growing up. Oh, oh wow. So I take it your dad got a lot of the younger women after him. Oh wow. Oh, that's so neat. Well, hearing people that might have looked like Hugh Hefner, I bet you he got a lot of looky-loos. But let's go ahead and we do have a song here. It looks like it is also for ChrissyG, named Silver Fox. So let's go ahead and hear it.
They keep saying, girl, what's wrong with you? Why's your heart drawn to the silver and blue? While the girls chase boys with their restless eyes, you see an older man and the whole room lights. They whisper daddy issues like they know your mind, but maybe they're just looking for a reason to define why your heartbeat races when the gray hair shows. Maybe you just like the wisdom that an older man knows. Is it something underneath? Something you're afraid to see? Or is your heart just telling you exactly who you want to be? Maybe I just like a silver fox, a little bit of gray and a whole lot of rock. Let them talk, let them make their little guesses. I don't need a label for my heart's preferences. Daddy issues, maybe, maybe not. Or maybe an older man, simply my type and my spot. I'm not broken, I'm not lost. Maybe I just love a silver fox. Sometimes he's old enough to be my dad, sometimes even granddad, and they think that's bad. But age is just a number when the chemistry's right, when the conversation keeps you talking all night. He's got stories to tell, knows how to treat a woman and knows her well. No games, no drama, no pretending he's cool. Maybe experience is the attraction, not some childhood wound. So I asked myself one night, am I running from something deep? Then I laughed and said, hell no, I just like the company I keep. Maybe I just like a silver fox, a little bit of gray and a whole lot of rock. Let them talk, let them make their little guesses. I don't need a label for my heart's preferences. Daddy issues, maybe, maybe not. Or maybe an older man, simply my type and my spot. I'm not broken, I'm not lost. Maybe I just love a silver fox. Maybe there's a story, maybe there's not. Maybe I found something they never got. You can psychoanalyze me till the morning light, but chemistry doesn't need a reason to feel right. If he makes me laugh, if he treats me good, if he understands me like nobody else could, then why should I apologize for the man I see with those older eyes? Maybe I just like a silver fox, gray at the temples, but he still rocks. Let them talk, I'm done with the theories. Love doesn't come with an age category. Daddy issues, maybe, maybe not. I'm not searching for a diagnosis, I'm searching for what I've got. Call it crazy, call it unconventional, but damn, that silver fox is irresistible. So stop asking me what's wrong with me. Nothing's wrong. I just know what I like. Silver fox.
Yep, another one from ChrissyG. He's definitely very talented. Another good one that it matches exactly to the story. And yep, you're right. You know, there's nothing wrong with loving a silver fox. I like a guy with a little bit of silver because it just makes him look very, mature and hot. Look at Richard Gere. I mean, he's still good looking.
Well, and that's
Uh,
another aspect that I thought of while listening to Chrissy's song there. People overlook of, well, some people don't even know what they want. So the
oh,
factor that she does know what she wants, that's a good thing.
oh yeah, oh yeah. And oh, congratulations, Rebecca. It looks like, yeah, she said that I met my husband 7 years ago and never would have thought we last as long as we have. That's true. When you find the one, that is the one that is the keeper. And then, and pretty sure you'll have 7 more years come along. Wonderful,
Well,
wonderful.
I can definitely say from all the failures I've had, I hope everyone finds someone that they can be with for the rest of their lives, because failed relationships can put a lot of damage within you, and it takes a lot of work to get past that.
Oh yeah, and it takes two to make it work, not just one.
Exactly.
All right,
If
and
it's
since
all
we're
one
talking,
sided, it's never going to be a good relationship.
right, and you know what? It's funny how you just said that because that kind of goes along with our next story. It's funny how that works out, right, Dante?
And I didn't
So,
pre read these.
right? So it what you just said kind of goes along with our next story. So, our next story is called I'm Your Husband, Not Your Student. Dear Dirty Diana and Dante, I love my wife, but lately I'm reaching the point where staying quiet feels easier than trying to communicate. My wife is younger than I am, and she went to college. I didn't. I went straight into the real world, learned through experience, built a career, raised a family, and figured things out by doing them. I have never believed not having a college degree makes me less intelligent. But sometimes in my marriage, I feel like my wife does. The problem isn't that she asks me to do things. I'm happy to help her. The problem is that almost every request seems to come with a full explanation of why I need to do it, how I should do it, what might happen if I don't, and details I already understand. Something that I could be, hey, can you do this for me? Turns into a 5-minute explanation. Then when I say, I understand, you don't have to explain all of that. She explains why she was explaining it. That's where my frustration starts. After enough of these conversations, it starts feeling less like she's talking with me and more like she's instructing me, like I'm a student instead of her husband. Because she has a college education and I don't, I sometimes wonder if she feels she has to explain things because she thinks I won't understand otherwise. That hurts. I spent decades solving problems, working with my hands and my head, making decisions, and taking care of responsibilities. A diploma isn't the only measurement of intelligence. I don't want this to become a competition between her education and my experience. I don't need to prove I'm smarter than my wife. I just need to feel like she respects that I'm intelligent too and respects me. The worst part is that I'm starting to think maybe I should just stop talking. Instead of explaining why something bothered me, maybe I should just say, okay, and keep my thoughts to myself. I know that isn't healthy. Silence can damage a relationship just as much as arguing. Maybe she doesn't mean to talk down to me. Maybe explaining everything is simply how she communicates. But even if the intention isn't there, the frustration still is. I'm tired of every disagreement turning into another explanation, defense, an explanation of the explanation. So here's my confession. I'm reaching the point where shutting down feels easier than communicating, but I don't actually want to shut down. I want to tell my wife, I hear you, I understand you. You don't have to teach me every time you talk to me. Sometimes I just need you to just trust that your husband understands. How do I say that without making her feel attacked? And how do we fix this before one of us stops talking altogether? Signed, tired of having everything explained.
Oh, this one is a touchy one with me, and I have several factors I would like to discuss on this one.
Well,
For
go for it,
one,
Dante.
real world experience will always, and I mean always, trump a book and a classroom experience. So for someone to act like because they have a college degree that they are more intellectual factor than say a tradesman that's been out there working and learned it the hard way by doing it day in day out and having to figure out things in what could be life or death situations. To say that a classroom or a textbook makes them more intelligent to me is degrading by far. As far as a relationship where one's always being talked down to, that is not a healthy relationship whatsoever. If you feel like that you are having to shut up to get along, you're in a very unhealthy relationship, plain and simple. And if she truly is looking down upon your intelligence factors enough that she has to explain everything, they're not the one for you, in my opinion. It's sad to say it like that, but that is what it is. Someone that actually loves you will understand what you bring to the table and won't talk down to you like a child or a student.
Exactly. You said it perfectly, because I was about to say it sounds even to me like a toxic relationship. I mean, she sounds like she's almost a narcissist. You know what I mean? Just
Exactly.
and it's that's
Which,
just not it.
in my last relationship, I dealt with a woman like that, and never again.
Yep. Because it's not all about that one person. If you're in a marriage, you have to work together and not put down the other person. You're supposed to lift that other person, if anything. And
It's one thing for, you say, okay, I need you to do this, and you ask them if they understand. If they say they don't, yes, explain it. But they say, yeah, I got it, let them have it.
Mhm. And even if they
Trust
mess up,
them.
and even if they do mess up, we're all human. It happens, but they
Exactly.
continue
We're all
degrading that
human. We
person.
learn
hmm
from it.
hmm Exactly. And I mean, I feel for this guy. I really do. My first marriage was very toxic, and being on the woman's side of the family, I mean, side of the marriage, mine was very, very rough. Where I couldn't do anything. You name it, being talked down. And I have a college degree, and my first ex-husband didn't, but he still treated me like I was stupid. Putting me down and degrading me to where I just felt like I didn't feel I was worth anything. And that's what it
And,
makes me feel like this guy's feeling like he's at the point where he almost feels like he needs to shut down. And that's kind of what I did with my first marriage. I just shut down. And definitely I wouldn't shut down, because that's the worst thing you could do, is shut yourself down, because that's where she'll take advantage of you even more so.
and a lot of those situations are stimulated from their own insecurities. They put other people down to make themselves feel better.
Feel better. Exactly. Well, we definitely have a song here, and it's actually from the beautiful Rebecca Lynn Mills. This one's called Not One of Your Students.
Well, here we go.
She leaves the classroom
Is it playing for you, Diana?
but sometimes the teacher follows home.
Yes, I can hear it.
She spends her days in front of students, keeping every wandering mind in line. She corrects the answers, gives directions, makes sure every lesson ends on time. He admires strength it takes to do it, and the dedication that she shows. But when that same commanding voice finds him, he feels the distance start to grow. She may believe she's helping, he hears another grade. Every word he tries explaining feels like one more test he failed. He's not one of her students, he's the man she chose. He doesn't need a lecture when the classroom door is closed. He needs a hand beside him, not a red mark on his soul. He isn't asking for control, he just wants equal ground at home. Every small disagreement turns to questions. Every answer gets corrected or reviewed. So he measures every sentence before speaking, afraid his point of view will be refused. He isn't trying to silence her opinions. He doesn't need to win or prove her wrong. He only wants a conversation between equals, where they both have somewhere to belong. Love should never feel like homework or a rule he must obey. A husband shouldn't feel like someone waiting to be sent away. He's not one of her students, he's the man she chose. He doesn't need a lecture when the classroom door is closed. He needs a hand beside him, not a red mark on his soul. He isn't asking for control, he just wants equal ground at home. She may never see the wall between them. Every correction adds another stone. He doesn't need the voice she uses teaching. He needs the woman that he calls his own. Two grown hearts should stand together, neither one above the other. He still loves her, that's why it hurts him to feel managed by his lover. He's not one of her students, he's the husband by her side. He shouldn't have to hide his feelings or keep every thought inside. He needs patience and affection, he needs room to speak his truth. He is not a problem she must solve, or a mistake she must improve. He isn't asking for control, he only wants her heart to understand. When they're home, he needs his wife, not a teacher holding out her hand. The truth he struggles hard to tell her: I'm your husband, not your student.
All right, that song gave me goosebumps. That was so good, and very, very to the precise of what this, what this gentleman is going through. Thank you, for Rebecca, for putting this together. It was such a good, beautiful song, and I'm hoping that the gentleman who sent this confession is listening. And yes, please take what our advice. I mean, granted, we're not counselors, we're not psychologists, we're not psychiatrists or anything like that, or even doctors, but we're here like a friend and to give you guidance. And I'm hoping that what Dante had said, what I've said, and what the song has said helps you get through this and helps you make that decision what you feel is best for you. We're not telling you to have a divorce. We're not saying that, but if you will, through some marriage counseling for yourself, and she's still not willing to be by your side and change things for your guys' relationship, then that might be a decision that you may have to decide what's good for you. But please, in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure Dante would agree, don't shut down. You need to keep that communication open.
Shutting down is the absolute worst thing you could do. Absolutely. Tell her you want to go get counseling if you want it to work. If she refuses, that's not on you. That's you putting in effort to make your marriage work.
Exactly, because it takes two, as the saying goes, it takes two to tango. It's not just one-sided. And especially when you made those vows, she made those, through sickness, through health, through, you name it. I could never think of the phrases because it's been a while, but you know what I mean. She was supposed to be there, united as into one candle, united together with him. But it just seems like she's all about her instead of what's your feelings, and your feelings do matter. It really does. But thank you, Rebecca. That was a beautiful song. You did so well. She actually put this together real quickly for me too. So she's very talented. I mean, it was like I think she put this together in the last hour, the hour before the show was going to start. That's how good she is of an artist. I've always loved her music too, because she puts a lot of heart and emotion into her music, and you can feel that in this song that she presented for this confession. And once again, thank you, Rebecca, for that. That was really beautiful.
And I would love to make comment on it, but I couldn't hear it at all on my end. So.
Well, I guess you have to go back and listen to it when you can.
I'm definitely going to have to.
Bless your heart. I know poor Dante was sitting there texting me. He's like, "Can you hear that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can hear it." It's like, I can't hear nothing on my end. So that was really weird, but I'm glad you guys were able to hear it. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, this last one it's kind of comical, and it's actually on the same subject as the first one, which I thought was kind of interesting. But this one's called "Am I Her Boyfriend or Just Her Favorite Feature?" Dear Dirty Diana, I have a problem that most men are probably going to read and immediately tell me to shut up and count my blessings. Believe me, I get it. I'm a pretty normal guy. I work, pay my bills, watch too much football, occasionally pretend I know how to fix things around the house, and I've been dating an amazing woman for several months. There's just one thing about me that isn't exactly average. God apparently had some extra material left over when he made me. I'm very well endowed. And before Dante starts laughing and Dirty Diana starts asking for measurements, no, I am not sending photographic evidence, diagrams, blueprints, or architectural permits. That's actually kind of funny. Just trust me, it's substantial. At first, my girlfriend's enthusiasm was flattering, really flattering. But lately, I've started noticing something. She talks about it more than she talks about me. She jokes about it with me constantly. She gives it nicknames. She has actually told me that if we ever break up, there is one particular thing about our relationship she's going to miss more than anything else. I looked at her and said, "My personality?" She laughed. She laughed, Diana. Kind of like I am. Not a cute little giggle either. This woman laughed like I just delivered the punchline of the year. Another time I asked what first attracted her to me. I was expecting something romantic, like my eyes, my smile, my sense of humor, maybe my rugged masculinity. She looked downward and said, "Do you really want me to answer that?" "Ma'am, my face is up here." Now, I've started wondering whether I'm dating a genuine card-carrying size queen. Don't get me wrong. Our relationship isn't only physical. We go out. We laugh together. We watch movies, cook, talk about life, and generally have fun. But sometimes I wonder, if I wake up tomorrow magically average sized, would this woman still be sitting beside me? Or would she pack a suitcase, light a candle in remembrance, and tell everyone she has suffered a terrible loss? The ridiculous part is that something I used to feel confident about is starting to make me insecure. I want somebody who thinks I'm the prize, not just one particular piece of the prize package. So, Dirty Diana and Dante, tell me, How do I figure out whether this woman really loves the whole man or whether I'm just a life support system for her favorite body part? And ladies, please settle something else for me. Is being a size queen actually a thing? Or am I letting my ego, and apparently hers, make this situation bigger than it needs to be? Signed, more than my measurements. Well, honey, apparently this situation is already big enough. Don't you agree, ladies? Oh my goodness.
My opinion on both of these stories, truthfully, about being overly endowed is simple. Some men look at, a woman's bust, some look at their backside, some look at their legs. Everyone has their features that they enjoy. And women they have the same capable factors as men do with that. Some women prefer larger members. Some women prefer smaller members. Average size. We all have our preferences. And just because she likes the well endowed doesn't mean she doesn't like the personality too. And when you get into a relationship, things of true nature are going to come out. And if she didn't like the rest of you, she probably wouldn't be with you just for your well endowment.
Nah, I don't think so either. I mean, it sounds to me in this situation, you actually have a pretty good woman on your hands. She just likes to sounds like playful. You know what I mean? I mean, who wouldn't if you got, a good looking guy with something extra? That's a nice little piece there that she can play with. But I mean, I don't think everything's about being a size queen, but
I mean,
that's a plus.
if the relationship was just sexual, I would say, yeah, that's probably valid. But with the factor that it's described as it's not just sexual,
yes,
I don't think it's a valid point. Truthfully, I don't think you should be worried about it. I think you should just be you and let her be her and enjoy it.
Exactly, while it's there. Oh, but we do have a perfect song for it because there's actually a song by Mike Rogers that is actually called Size Queen. And I've heard this song before, and it's actually a funny, cute song too. And it matches. So I can't wait for everybody to hear it.
Well, here we go.
Girl, we've been together so long now, and I've been hoping that you'd see that besides the only thing you care about, there's so much more to me. I'm kinda loyal to a fault, my love's as deep as the abyss. But when I ask you why you love me, it's all about my huge penis. I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate that you love my skills in bed. But when it's all you ever talk about, a worrisome thought enters my head. What if she's a size queen? Is that all I am to her? Is my sweet innocent angel just a sausage connoisseur? Is the only reason she sticks around that one absurdly massive part? What if she never sees the biggest thing I have has always been my heart? I always cook the most delicious meals to show her that I care. And even if it's cold, you ask me to do it in my underwear. I write you love songs, tell everyone that you're the only one for me. But the only thing your friends know about is my gargantuan weenie. If I didn't know any better, then I might just be inclined to entertain this crazy notion and pray for God to give me a sign. What if she's a size queen? Is that all I am to her? Is my sweet just a sausage connoisseur, is the only reason she sticks around that one absurdly massive part. What if she never sees the biggest thing I have? It's always been my heart. I wanna be loved for my intelligence, or maybe my sense of humor. Any other thing about me you might enjoy. After all these years, I think it's great that the honeymoon's still going, but I'm awfully tired of feeling like a toy. What if she's a size queen? Is that all I am to her? Is my sweet innocent angel just a sausage connoisseur? Is the only reason she sticks around the one absurdly massive part? What if she never sees the biggest thing I have? Has always been my heart. How can I know your love for me is real? That this is all a baseless fear, when I'm constantly reminding you that my eyes are way up here.
So the end. This is a great ending to a wonderful episode of Midnight Confessions. That was also another great song from Mike Rogers. Actually, all the songs that were in today, from ChrissyG to Rebecca to Mike, they were all great. And I always look forward to listening to your artistry every week. And so definitely, we will definitely be here next Saturday, same time, 10 p.m. We will hopefully have some more stories together. And when we do, those that are artists that are part of the Swain family, or even if you're not part of the Swain family and you are an artist, check us out. Dante will definitely tell you more about that here in a sec. But definitely want to say thank you for joining in. It has been a blast. And Dante, why don't you take over?
You're always wanting me to take over, Diana.
Of course, because you're hot.
But the simple factor is, if you're an artist out there and you're looking for a place, check us out, Swain Family Records Competitive Arena on Facebook. Pretty simple to get in. You answer 3 simple questions. You agree to the terms. There's a little checkbox at the bottom, and then you get in. If you don't answer the questions or you don't check the box, you sit in the holding cell until one of the admin can get back to you and say, hey, you didn't answer the questions properly. And that's just a preventative action to keep bots out and make sure everyone within the community is actually real people. Also, if you're into more of the not so explicit and more religious factors, there's the sister channel, Swain Family Records Kingdom Sound. They do more of the gospel and religious-based music. It's not explicit, and there's some folks that prefer that. And so if you're into that, you can look them up there as well. Same factors. You answer the questions, you agree to the terms, and you're in. It's free to get in. You can learn the community in the background. Check it out. You could be an independent artist, or you could be just a fan and wanting to get to know the artist. It's a great place, great platform. It's constantly growing.
And we're always having fun. So lovies, I do
there's
appreciate.
always something going on.
Yes, and especially with this late night shows. Oh my goodness, lovies. So I appreciate everything, with everybody commenting and joining in, and yes, definitely tune on in next week at 10 p.m. with my hot co-host here, Dante, and myself. And until next time, Bye, lovies.
Good night, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Some secrets were never meant to stay hidden. Good evening, beautiful people. I'm Dirty Diana. And tonight, welcome to Midnight Confessions. The place where your untold stories finally get a voice. Have a secret you've never told anyone? A first kiss you still remember? A crush you never confessed to? A wild night you'll never forget? A heartbreak you're still carrying? Or maybe there's something you've been holding inside for years, something you need to get off your chest. Here, you can tell your story anonymously. No judgment, no pressure, just real people, real emotions, and real stories. Because every confession has a soundtrack, and every story deserves to be heard. We're also looking for Swain Family Records artists, songwriters, and creators who want to help transform these real-life confessions into original songs. So if you've got a story, or if you've got the talent to bring those stories to life, this is your moment. Tonight at 10 p.m. Turn the lights down low, get comfortable, and prepare to confess. I'm Dirty Diana. And this is Midnight Confessions, only on Swain Family Records.